hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Chapter 47. And for the anime only fans, obviously this is the time of the month where a lot of the content is going to be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. But with all that being said, if you're still here, I'm going to assume you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So I'm just going to go ahead and warn you guys, okay? So a lot of you guys know that when a chapter comes out, I record a lot of videos the same day or the day after, and I just schedule the videos in advance. And so I'm letting you know now, there is going to be some major, like anime balls deep calls it, like some balls deep prediction magic. Well, we're going to have to come up with our own term over here, because I'm about to go a lot deeper into what we got in this chapter. And it's not going to be something like predicting the different plot points and everything. That's typically what I focus on. But instead, I think we need to start looking at Isshiki's abilities, because he's more broken than you guys can ever imagine. And I can't put all this into one video. I can't, because otherwise this will mess around and be a 18 to 20 minute video, because there's a lot to break down. It's more than just talking about the ability to shrink things. So with all that being said, if you guys are here, I'm assuming you're okay with spoilers. So here's the thing, right? Like, as I was re-looking at Isshiki's design, the thing that really stood out to me is the fact that, yes, Kodachi, like I talked about in another video, has been essentially telegraphing what Isshiki could do. And yet at the same time, I think that by just saying that Isshiki in its eye is given the ability to do what we saw earlier, which is shrink things, I think that that's a disservice. The fact of the matter is that when you look at Isshiki, and in particular you look at his eye, he's got the 8 spoke wheels of the Dharma wheel. I'm saying right now the guy's got 8 different Dojutsu abilities, and that's at the bare minimum. When I was going through and brushing up on all the Hindu and the Japanese lore and everything that's connected with this, I paused for a second. I said, there's no way in hell that they're going to be borrowing everything that is connected with this character and the different things that they're alluding to. Typically, Naruto stories take bits and pieces, but I started paying attention once the big homie Quan from over on Twitter started kind of just saying like, no, I think you're wrong. I think they're going all the way in. And after looking very closely and after kind of thinking about it, I think that we are going to see everything. Okay, so essentially you're going to have size manipulation, which we've already seen with Isshiki. You're going to have mind manipulation, the ability to warp reality, summoning to an extent, gravity manipulation like we saw with the Kashin Koji mask cracking, water manipulation, which fits into the whole thing with, if you go back and you look at Izanami and with Tsukiyomi, if you look at the Japanese lore when it comes to that, you'll see where there's a mention with water and everything. That's going to be very important. You're going to have the ability to duplicate. You're going to have the ability for life manipulation itself. So those are going to be the 8 different Dojutsu abilities that you're going to see with Isshiki. And I think that you could potentially even say a 9th one because of the whole thing with the hammer. So the wish granting hammer, which I'm going to break down in a future video. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it, because I know some people say, oh my God, this guy's like a genie. It's not like that. There are some clear limitations on what you can actually do when it comes to the ability to actually grant wishes. But again, I'm going to touch on that later. However, when it comes to ability for duplication, we've seen it where you could say maybe he used the ability to create wishes by making that table out of nowhere. Maybe you can say that's what you saw in chapter 24 of the Boruto manga, or you could say it's duplication because he literally duplicated the table that we saw destroyed. So we've seen him be able to literally summon himself through Kawaki's karma seal. That, I really feel like that's going to be the summoning ability. It's linked with karma. We don't know whether or not Momoshiki could do that. More than likely possible, but the fact is that could be the whole thing with summoning. We saw the gravity. So I mean, I definitely think that it is going to be all 8, which stands to reason this guy's going to be absolutely broken, especially given the fact that there are other aspects of this guy's power that we have not seen yet. Like when we see him reborn, he doesn't have that cloak. So that stands to reason that he's probably going to get that cloak after he absorbs that 10 tails, which is going to be absolutely crazy. Because think about it for a second. He said, I can't give you the vessel just yet. A little bit longer 10 tails. So I think that is something that's coming. And to further make the case for why Isshiki Otsutsuki's Dojutsu is going to have 8 unique jutsu that's going to be to his eye specifically. I think that in order to understand this, we have to go back and look at what the Naruto series creator Masashi Kishimoto did when it was just him writing the Naruto story. And so Kishimoto, as I talked about in one of my other videos when it came to how he would plan his chapters, a lot of that time was actually spent towards research, and it's because Naruto has a lot of stuff where it draws on Buddhism or Hinduism, or it draws on Japanese folklore. That's why Sasuke in one eye has Amaterasu, and then in the other eye he has Tsukuyomi. A lot of times Kishimoto will find very subtle ways to kind of link up the different mythologies that he was borrowing from. And when it comes to the Ishin Boshi myth that is used for the inspiration for Isshiki Otsutsuki, as well as the Buddhism spinning wheel that's inside of his eye, I think that all the dots are starting to connect here. The reason why I say this is when you start looking at Isshiki's eye, his design, you see the 8 spokes that you see in the Dharma wheel, okay? And the reason why this is so huge is we've already seen like the Buddhist abilities and everything when it comes to the different stuff that we saw in the Naruto franchise, where you had the Sage of 6 Paths, and with the Rinnegan, you had the 6 Rinnegan Jutsu. Well, when you look at this, you see the 8 spokes of the wheel. I really think that you're gonna see 8 different abilities, one for each wheel. When you start looking at all this right here, I think that what Isshiki has, I think Isshiki has the pinnacle Dojutsu, because if you just look at the way that things have progressed, the Rinnegan started out with 6 basic jutsu. Then you found out that there was a 7th jutsu, being able to use the Rinne Rebirth by using the outer path. So that's the 7th path. Now you have a situation like this. This is a huge game changer right here, because when you start looking at the things that you're getting here, you look into the mythology. One of the things I said was that I think that Isshiki, I don't think he's the king. I think that he serves the Otsutsuki king or the Otsutsuki emperor. I think that he was betrothed to Kaguya. Well, when you start looking at the mythology, in particular the Buddhist mythology, and you start looking at the 6 canon, and you look at how he's got the 6 arms, and the 6 arms are what ties into the 6 different realms, and how he's the one who saves the divine, and how he is the one who protected the emperor. Now when you start seeing those spokes, that again ties in everything. So I mean, this is interesting right here. This is really interesting, because I really feel like we're getting information kind of slowly kind of weaved into the Boruto story at this point. I think that Kodachi is definitely setting this up, and for all these people who say they want to see something unique when it comes to Dojutsu, I think we're getting something unique right here, but I think you have to be very patient. I think you have to be patient and wait to see exactly how Kodachi pulls this off. I definitely think this is a thing. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about this? Do you agree with me that Isshiki is going to have 8 different abilities? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, have an awesome day, guys.